Hey guys, how you doing tonight? This is Bear with Bear's Den Acrylic Art, back with another painting video. So, in front of me, I have a 20 by 20 by 1/2, inch and a half, gallery wrap canvas that I had a spiral Dutch pour that I wasn't in love with, that, it was time to repurpose. So I've been doing these bloom swipes, and I wanted to see if I could maybe do one on a larger canvas. So this is going to be that experiment. So what I have is, this is Azo Red Deep by Soho Urban Artist. I have Azo Yellow Deep by Amsterdam. I have Iridescent Green Blue by Pebeo, one of my favorite colors. And a new color for me, this is Pastel Green by Folk Art Color Shift. So it's Pastel Green Flash. So it kind of has this silvery color shift to it that really looks good. And all of these paints, you can see, are fairly fluid. They leave a mound and then it disappears. These are all mixed 3-to-1 with my pouring medium, Molly's pouring medium, which was 70% American Floetrol, 30% of the gloss medium and varnish. So that is what Molly has been using. It is what I have been using. So yeah, 3-to-1. And then my cell activator is just the 1 part of Amsterdam titanium white with 3 parts of Australian Floetrol. So I am very curious to see if I can recreate the success that I have been having on, the smaller canvases. We shall see, time will tell. So all I am going to do is just kind of haphazardly, like the last video, I am just going to pour little puddles all around of each, and then in between I have Amsterdam Oxide Black that is also mixed 3-to-1 with the pouring medium. And the drips don't really matter, because it is all going to get either swiped over or tilted off or covered up completely. So I am not overly concerned if I drip, although I don't want to, get too sloppy. So this is the Azo Yellow Deep. Now my only concern with using the yellow and the black is, they have a tendency, if you overmix them, you get that rather unpleasant, kind of yellowish green that I am hoping to avoid. But I'm hoping that because I am swiping these colors, that, it won't really be an issue. And I might just go in, once I have all 4 colors down and the black, and just, fill in spaces as needed. But, you know, for this part, there really isn't a whole lot of rhyme or reason. And I have been really, really pleased with the results that I have been getting my last couple attempts. You know, I have to be ever mindful of, you know, overworking the tilting, because, you know, the lacing can stretch, you know, too much, in my opinion. And, you know, I am just hoping to keep the overstretching to a minimum. All right. And then last going down is the Pastel Green Flash. And you can see it's a really nice kind of, you know, it's not minty, it's a little more blue than that. But I like that it gives enough of a contrast to the Iridescent Green Blue. You know, they're just similar enough to work, at least to my eye. Without looking too, you know, monochromatic, I guess. So I am just going to pour a couple more of these puddles, and I am going to go back in and just fill in as much negative space as possible. But before I go back in with the colors, we'll start putting some of the black in as well. So I hope everyone is enjoying their long weekend. For those of us who are in the States and celebrating the holiday. I was very happy that I got to go down to my mom's for dinner tonight. She lives about 40 minutes away, and haven't really been able to see her for the last couple weeks because she has had COVID, which, when you are 80 years old and being treated for lung cancer, that is problematic. But true to form, my mother will not be stopped. So it was nice seeing her, and you know, several of my siblings were there. So that is always a lot of fun. All right, is there any more black that I can put? See, I don't want to leave too many bare spots, but I also need to remember that this is going to be swiped over and then tilted. So even if it isn't 100% covered, I am not overly concerned. I think we are approaching the terminus of this part of the pour. So what I will do, yeah, all right, I think that is enough. So what I will do is help this along by putting down some flow extender, not a lot, but there's usually so much great lacing and everything that happens. I don't want this to roll over on itself too much. All right. I think that is probably adequate. So let's give this a torch, as I've got a ton of bubbles because I just mixed these. All right, so what I am going to do is I have my little, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I have my little trough, my tinfoil trough of cell activator. So I'm going to do some swipes with the cell activator and some swipes just, you know, to blend the colors a little bit. So we just coat the back. Okay. To quote Samuel L. Jackson in Jurassic Park, hold on to your butts. This was not my best swipe. Yeah, that was not great. Again, it's like I said in my last video, my biggest problem, or biggest obstacle, I guess, has been, you know, being able to maintain the uniform pressure that is needed on the palette knife. All right, so let's just Let's keep it moving, shall we? Yeah, this one was better. Oh, such really great lacing. I'll tell you what, guys, if you haven't tried this technique yet, you really should. You'll learn a whole lot of really, really useful skills. Not the least of which, again, is the keeping the uniform pressure of the palette knife. You will also get better at, kind of judging the the composition of the piece. You will also improve knowing where the weight of the paint is on the canvas in relation to everything else. And if for nothing else, it's just a really cool technique, and it's very satisfying to watch all of the all of the lacing and the cells kind of take shape. All right, I think I'm gonna do one more with the cell activator, and then I might go in with a smaller palette knife to maybe blend some of these blocks of color. All right, so now that that part is done, actually, with this before I go all blending, So now, I guess what I'll do, I'm just gonna blend some of these. Wow, this pastel green with this, the Pebeo Iridescent Green Blue, just looks so cool. You know, it almost has like an interference quality to it. So good on folk art for expanding their line of their flash color shifts. All right, a couple more, and then we are going to get to tilting this to see how this is going to go. Yeah, then I think I'll just do one more here. All right, well, this is certainly a patchwork of color, isn't it? So now let us take this patchwork and see if we can't make it look like something cohesive. Oh, so many air bubbles. Actually, all right. Here we go. Ooh, it's got some heft to it. All right, so I think what I am going to do is I'm going to tilt towards you first. Just seeing what the paint wants to do. Yeah, we're going to tilt towards you first. Oh, laundry's done. Okay, I'm going to put this down for a moment. All right, so what I am seeing, well, in order to point, I'm going to need to deglove because I don't want to drip. All right, so now I really am loving all of this, except this big field of the pastel green as well as this one. But I do not know if I want to mess with it though. I mean, of course, what I could do, and this might be famous last words. Well, maybe I just don't know, guys. What should I do? Well, let's try this. So we'll take the corner of this palette knife, run it off like that. That actually doesn't look too bad. See, it doesn't need to be a lot. It just needs to be enough to break up these larger blocks of color. And just because. Yeah, I think that was the right idea. And moreover, I can take this, I don't know, this little punching bag shape of the yellow, and do the same thing. That way it is not That looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So what this is allowing me to do is to try and continue, you know, these lines kind of down this way. And then we can do, or we can try, the same thing there. And like I said, I think it breaks it up just enough, at least in my opinion. I don't know, if you would have done something differently, leave a comment, tell me. So that way maybe I will have a better idea of, you know, what I can do should this happen the next time. But guys, I have to say, I know it looks kind of bonkers, like it's a lot of color, there's a lot happening here, but I still really love it. So just trying to break this up. Yeah, I think I am just about done. Because again, I don't want to go too crazy. Actually, I will. All right, you know what? I am calling it. Time of completion, whatever time it is right now. 11 something. All right, so I am going to clean up my edges, and I am going to bring you in so you can see the multitude of things that are going on here. But despite that, again, I really kind of love this. I love how just bonkers it looks. So let me bring you in. Okay, so this to me is so much fun. There is just so much to look at. You know, the lacing is just incredible. You know, you really cannot beat the Australian Floetrol. You know, there are other alternatives, but none quite as good. But, you know, I don't know if you can see like where the light pastel green is starting to mix with the Azo Red. That is just really, really cool. You know, I love the amount of cells that are starting to pop up. Okay. You know, this pastel color shift is really reactive. But yeah, you know, I love the fact that, you know, this part right here kind of travels all the way down. So I think it makes, you know, where I drag the palette knife through, makes it look a little bit more, you know, intentional. You know, same thing with down here. I like that the black and the Azo Yellow Deep did not mix to make that unpleasant yellowish green. So overall, I am just so pleased that I stuck with this technique, because every time I try it, I am getting better and better. And, you know, I think as artists, we love when we are able to succeed, and we love when we are able to, you know, put forth a product that we're proud of. And as crazy as this painting is, I am quite proud of it. Okay, friends, thank you very much for joining me for this painting video tonight. This is Bear with Bear's Den Acrylic Art. If you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that notification bell, share amongst your friends, you know, especially if you like what you see. I really appreciate everyone coming along for the ride. You know, and all of my stuff is up for sale. You can find my portfolio on my Instagram and Facebook art page under Bear's Den Acrylic Art. You can also email me at bear@bearsdenacrylicart.com. And hopefully by the end of this coming week, I will have relaunched my website, bearsdenacrylicart.com. And that way you can view everything in the same place. So, thank you once again. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend, although you will probably be watching this video on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, depending on, well, actually probably Wednesday, depending on how long it takes for this to dry. So with that, I will catch you guys next time. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye. Okay, guys, look how this dried. It is absolutely stunning in my humble opinion. This is probably my favorite piece that I've painted in quite a long time. I love everything about it. I love the wacky kind of bonkers colors. I actually think it does go together. I like the Azo Yellow Deep, I think, really provides the right focal point. And I like how the Azo Red plays against that. I love the Iridescent Blue Green by Pebeo. But what's super cool is you see this right here. This is that folk art pastel green color shift. So here, you know, from this angle, it is pastel green. But what happens? Oh, look at that. It's now more on the violet side. And I think that really brings out the lacing with the iridescence here. So overall, I consider this to be a massive win. Like I said, this is probably my favorite piece that I've done in quite a long time.